Not quite long, Chief Maduka proposed to Amora with a beautiful ring that is very expensive, and she accepted. 2 months into her marriage, Amora felt as if she had stepped into the life she had always dreamed of. Chief Maduka showered her with gifts, hired personal servants, and granted her access to every corner of his sprawling Maitoma mansion. But something gnawed at her. Chief Maduka was supposed to be dying. The doctors had predicted 2 years at most, but he seemed to be growing stronger every day. "Amora, my love, how are you feeling today?" he would ask each morning, his voice cheerful, his posture straighter, energy renewed. I'm fine," Amora replied, though a strange fatigue had begun to weigh her down. Headaches, nausea, and weakness became constant companions. Every medical test came back inconclusive. The doctors shrugged. "It's probably stress." Amora tried to ignore it. But deep down, a terrifying suspicion began to form. One afternoon, while sipping coffee with her university friend Kemi at a cafe in Wustuu, Amora finally voiced her fears. "Girl, your husband looks healthier than ever. He's supposed to be dying, right?" Kemi asked. "Yes," Amora admitted, her voice trembling. "But every day, he looks younger." I don't understand." "You know old rich men," Kemi said knowingly. "They have access to the best doctors and treatments. Maybe it's just that." Amora nodded, but the unease wouldn't leave her. That night, lying beside Chief Maduka in their luxurious bed, she made a dark decision. If he wasn't going to die on schedule, she would take matters into her own hands. The next day, she met with Kola discreetly. "I need your help," she whispered. "What kind of help?" he asked, suspicious. I need something to speed up his death," she said, her voice almost shaking. Kola's eyes widened. "Are you serious?" "I don't want to wait anymore. I can't risk my life waiting for him to die naturally." Kola thought for a moment, then leaned closer. "I know someone. He sells substances that are very mild, almost undetectable. They just nudge nature along. But you must be careful. Too much, too fast, and it will be obvious." That evening, Amora began her plan. Tiny amounts of white powder were slipped into Chief Maduka's tea, his favorite pepper soup, even the porridge he loved for breakfast. "Such a caring wife," Chief would say, smiling as she served his meals. "I appreciate you taking care of me." But something was wrong. Instead of weakening, Chief Maduka seemed to grow stronger. His frail skin began to glow, his posture straightened, energy radiated from him. Meanwhile, Amora's health began to deteriorate rapidly. She became pale, thin, and weak, so weak she collapsed during a lecture at Abuja Metropolitan University and had to be rushed to the hospital. The doctors were baffled. "Amora, your body shows signs of severe exhaustion and malnutrition. But otherwise, you are physically healthy," they said. What is happening to me?" she whispered, panic rising. The truth hit her slowly, like ice water pouring down her spine. The powder she had used to harm Chief Maduka wasn't killing him, it was feeding whatever dark force resided within him, and in return, it was slowly consuming her life force. It was 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. Amora lay exhausted on her bed, recently discharged from the hospital. The house was eerily quiet. Chief Maduka had sent all the servants away. Suddenly, strange voices jolted her awake, chanting, calling out in a language that seemed to come from the depths of hell. Her eyes widened in terror. Chief Maduka stood beside her bed, draped in red and black robes. 5 elderly men circled the room, holding ornate calabashes, chanting in rhythm. Candles cast flickering, dancing shadows across the walls. "The sacrifice is ready," Chief Maduka intoned. "Great spirits, accept this offering in exchange for continued youth and prosperity." Amora realized the horrifying truth: she was the offering. The very powder she had used on him had strengthened him, but in return, she was being slowly drained of life. She tried to scream, tried to move, but her body refused. An invisible hand seemed to constrict her throat. She gasped, convulsed, her vision blurring. "Jesus, help me," she whispered, her last breath rattling. "God, if you can save me, I will serve you forever." Her eyes rolled back, her body thrashing helplessly. Chief Maduka and his accomplices laughed, reveling in her terror. And then, something miraculous happened. A force beyond human understanding intervened. Amora coughed violently. Bayo, who had been reluctantly following orders to help dispose of her body, froze. She was alive. She had survived. Slowly, she opened her eyes. The darkness of the ritual room faded, replaced by the dim light of the forest at the outskirts of Nyanya where Bayo had been burying her. "Where am I?" she whispered weakly. "You're alive," Bayo said, disbelief written on his face. "I don't know how, but you're alive. You were supposed to be gone." Amora remembered the ritual, the chanting, Chief Maduka's malicious grin, and the powder. And she understood the truth: some force, some divine power, had intervened. "Help me, Bayo. I need to go back. I need to survive," she pleaded. Bayo untied her and helped her into his car. As they drove back to her family's modest apartment in Nyanya, she reflected on everything: greed, ambition, desire for wealth, and how close she had come to death. When she arrived home, her mother screamed at the sight of her. "Amora, what happened to you?" I fought death itself," she whispered. "And by God's grace, I survived." From that day forward, Amora's life changed completely. She cut her hair, embraced modesty, focused on education, and dedicated herself to God. She warned other young women about the dangers of greed, vanity, and blind ambition. Eventually, Chief Maduka's crimes were exposed. Bayo revealed the truth to authorities. The mansion was raided, and Chief Maduka was arrested, but he never fully served justice, dying in prison months later. Amora, meanwhile, rebuilt her life. She graduated with honors, found meaningful work, and eventually married a kind, hardworking man who loved her for who she was. The girl who had once chased wealth above all else had finally learned the most important lesson of all: true wealth is measured in peace, purpose, and integrity, not money. The end. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.